Greetings, everyone. This is Staying in the Light Radio. No images, no music, just a quiet, still voice. Because we want you to listen. Listen to the voice that's telling you righteousness. It's in you. And you got competition now. There's a voice telling you wrong, and there's a voice telling you right. So you got to know which one to listen to and which one not. So I listen to the voice. I do my best to listen to the right voice. Because if I know, how do I know it's right? Okay, this is how I know it's right. It's virtuous. It's harmony and right. It's all about love, truth, peace, and right. And how you know it's the wrong voice? The wrong voice about hatred, slander, anything that harms. You can kill a person with words, kill a spirit at least. So we don't listen to those voices. We don't let them in, but they're there always. So I'm speaking to my community. You should know who I am. Them the only people who would understand, have a foundation for understanding the words that's being spoken. Now, I come here because this is a safe forum, meaning you don't have any fear of me. I'm not near you. I don't have any fear of you. You're not near me. So we can be on a level playing field, so to speak. So my community, I'm speaking to you. I've always wondered about these lessons. There was some things in these lessons that we were given that I didn't understand. The last 15, 20 years, I say really the last 10 years, since I've been able to be away from you all, I have come to understand these lessons much more because I've been studying. I haven't just been sitting on my hands. I'm in a position where I can do individual, independent study. Many people don't have that opportunity. They have to hustle and bustle to provide for their families on a just over broke scenario. So then they're able to do the things that I can do. So having been given this opportunity, I'm making the best of it. Because the opportunity extended to me, it is for you. I benefit from it because I'm bringing it. But if I just keep it personal, it means very little. You know, something that you like or you treasure, you want to share it. And you look around and say, well, who am I going to share it with? Those who are close to you, those your family. If they would accept it. Okay, get to the meat. Get to the meat. The meat is this. I'm going to read a lesson. I'm going to talk about it. This may take a few minutes. I'm ignoring the chat in case y'all in there screaming for attention. If knew how to cut you off, I would. But I just cut you off by ignoring you. because it's not about what you're telling me right now. The message I have is much more important than anything you can say to me right now. So you can either listen or be devious in devilment and keep writing. It's your choice. Doesn't matter with me. Now, the lesson talks about the meaning of fighting against circumstances. It means to be continually voting against an effect while, let's start over. The section is titled, What is the Meaning of Fighting Against Circumstances? It means to be continually revolting against an effect without, while all the time you are nourishing and preserving its cause in your heart, comma, parentheses, the central seat of your mind, close, mental. That cause may take the form of a conscious vice or an unconscious weakness. But whatever it is, it stubbornly and relentlessly retards the effort of its possessor and then calls loud for remedy. Now I'm going to read this sentence 3 times because this is the main thing I want to discuss. Unlearned men are anxious to improve themselves. They therefore remain bound. Again, this is a sentence I'm bringing light to. Unlearned men are anxious to improve themselves. They therefore remain bound. Again, the sentence we're going to discuss is this. Unlearned men are anxious to improve themselves. They therefore remain bound. Now, before we get to the meat of it, let's talk about that for a minute. Let's just discuss that sentence. Because if you unlearn, the question can be asked, shouldn't you be anxious to improve yourself? Well, if you're anxious to improve yourself because you unlearn, how can you remain bound? It's like deep layers to this sentence. And I'm gonna break it down. Well, I've been given some tools to show you how I break it down, how it can be broken down, how it can elucidate your understanding of it. And you know, I'm a very studious person. Those who know me know I'm always writing, taking notes. I didn't talk much because I'm more listening more than talking. So I may be qualified to talk about these topics, just a little bit. Someone we all know said my posts, he looked forward to looking at them. This is a very important position in our community. Said he looked forward to watching my posts. So it says to me, don't get that big eye, brother. But it also says that, hey, watch this brother post. He has something important information that I've given with him to share in the unseen. So could that be foretelling a day to come in the absence of our guide? That I'll have messages to give you in the unseen? Well, I'm doing my duty. I have not been properly relieved. Well, I go through these general orders as well, and I ask that you also go through the general orders. You don't quit your post until you're properly relieved. Now, And also the understanding of the general artists. Those understanding of the general artists is very important as well. I've did all this. All this is on my channel. You have to go through and find it. I would ask that you go through and find them and review them. Now you may have forgotten the sentence, so let me repeat it again. Unlearned men are anxious to improve themselves, they therefore remain bound. Now, why are you unlearned if you're trying to improve yourself? Because we are taught to know thyself. So if you don't know yourself, you are unlearned. I don't care how much you try to improve yourself. To be learned means you have to know yourself. And we talk about that righteous self, that right voice that telling you do things you may not. It may be hard to do, but you know it's right to do. That's yourself. It's not your physical body. It's not the physical. It's the spiritual. The highest part of you. If you don't know that part of you, you are unlearned. So if you try to improve your physical self, that's what it's saying, improve themselves. You remain bound, meaning what? You're still in mental slavery. You begin to understand it now? You have to we looking at it on a higher level to understand this sentence. The sentence is speaking on a physical level. We have to look at it on we have to look at it on a spiritual level to understand it. Knowing yourself is knowing the soul of you, the divine part of you. You can't improve on it. It improves on you. When you unlearn, you want to improve on your physical self, of your big head, your knowledge. You want to improve on that. That's not the real you, your conscious self, so to speak. That's how you stay in bound. You stay bound, it means you're in prison. You unlearn, you're trying to improve yourself. Because you don't know who you are spiritually. The spiritual self knows all. That's who you want to become acquainted with. It would bring you to all things. It's going to teach you all things. You see it? So not knowing your spiritual self, you always trying to improve your physical self or your brain or your mental. Therefore, you always remain in prison because the first duty is to know thyself, which is not the physical self. That's not who you are. That's the suit you came in, the body suit, the flesh suit that you're in. But when you know yourself, you hear yourself, but your mouth don't move. When you know yourself, you see yourself, but your eyes are closed. When you know yourself, you receive all the answers that you ask of it. And you know it's true because it's from the best part of you. Is the understanding is coming back now? And thank y'all for stop chatting so much in the chat. I appreciate that. That was a distraction. So let's go over this sentence again now, see if you understand it better. Because it did confuse me for years. Unlearned men are anxious to improve themselves. They therefore remain bound. You are unlearned because you do not know yourself, your higher self. What you want to improve is your lower self, the physical self. So you stay in physical bondage. So don't be caught in that category of being unlearned, trying to prove themselves. Because when you are in touch with your higher self, that's what's going to improve you. All you got to do is listen. It tell you what to do, what to study, what to read, what to say, what to speak. You got to be in tune with it. You got to rule over the lower self, which is always running its mouth telling you things that are vain. I got to get this money. I got to get in this relationship. I got to get this house. I got to get this car. I got to get this man, this woman. Those things make no sense, has no value at all in a in the total sum of things. There are things that are much more valuable, and that is yourself. See, the sentence didn't say yourself. It says unlearned men are anxious to improve themselves. So if you think it's something you can do, look at this now. You think that's something you can do to improve your higher self. That means you unlearned. You totally unlearned. You're still a slave. When you know yourself, when you have done the spiritual discipline, the mental discipline, the physical discipline, it take a while to get there, really. You got a lot of work to do to get to know yourself. You got to quiet up. You got to make quiet a lot of noise. And I'm making it easy for you in this channel because I don't have distractions, noise of what your eye noise. There's a lot of that out there. Things you see you don't really need to see. Just distractions. So just get quiet. Close your eyes and look within and seek out the knowledge of yourself. You will never be unlearned after that. You will never seek to improve yourself. However, you will be improved, your higher self, and you'll be free. Well, I promise you, I enjoyed this lecture. And because when I give lectures, I'm always, they say, the giver is blessed. It's blessed to give more than to receive. So it's food for me. I'm feeding my higher self by teaching, and I hope you benefit from it. If not, I have. I go back and listen to me, the real me, quite a bit. And I hope my will is that it energizes you to listen to you. So that's all I'm telling you, not to listen to me, because me, the higher me, is telling you to listen to you. Because all the answers is within you. When you do that, man, you can understand everybody outside of you. You know where they're coming from. You can take part of it, leave most of it, however it goes, because you're following your eyes, or you have one eye, so to speak, that's staying in the light. So everything that's staying in the light, your eyes see. If it's not in the light, you don't even see it because it's not in your light. It doesn't shine light on you. So my will is that you have enjoyed this, and as I say, I like to get together and share more with my family. Where yet? I've tried to make contact with some of you, but however, this language is something, ain't it? You don't seem to want to make contact with me. I went to the establishment and I didn't even get a look, a greeting. Man, why y'all hate me? Okay, that's your choice. Oh yeah, they say I'm Satan. Okay. So that's all I have for y'all right now. Peace and love to those who bring peace and love. And maybe something that I've been shared here will assist you. I'm not being here a lot now these days. I've got other things to do. I'm not waiting on anybody. I'm doing the work I'm here to do. If you want to come and assist me, okay, we can grow together. Otherwise, thank you for staying away.